Welcome back. It is bright and early, and I decided today I want to do a nice, pretty look using the Natasha Denona Sunrise palette. Funny thing is, this got lost in the mail. I actually ordered this. I think it was even a pre-order for some reason, I think. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get on to... Oh, one more thing. I'm sorry, guys. Off subject. These metal straws, Jeffree Star came out with them. Everybody's pushing these. If you notice, I have a rubber tip on mine. You can pick these up on Amazon. They are about $4 for 12. The reason I'm getting to this is there was a woman over in Britain, England, overseas, the UK. This is an insert from the New York Times Online. That fell. She was a 60-year-old woman. She had a mason jar with a topper and a metal straw in it. Well, she fell. Fair warning, this is going to be a little traumatic, so if things bother you, you might want to just skip on. This might be a little too graphic for you, but she fell and it went into her eye and pierced her brain. She's now been taken off of life support. God bless her soul. She did not make it. But I bring this up because so many people are pushing these metal straws. These are very, very sharp. This is just me twisting that to my finger with a little pressure for a couple of seconds, and you see how long that little circle is staying there. Imagine what this can do in soft tissue up in the roof of your mouth. It can break teeth. If you are going to use these, which I do think it is a good idea to, recycle and keep things good in the world. And straws are horrible for our oceans. Animals are, our sea life is destroyed from them. And they kind of remember most of those soda, remember those 6-pack little plastic things, the rings they used to have. If you ever get those, make sure to cut them, because if they wind up in the ocean, they will get around a fish or mostly turtles' necks, and they won't make it. But you can pick these up, like I said, for $4. I don't know if Jeffree Star, I don't believe he has them in his packets. I am actually going to email him. Guys, email him, tag him, ask him to please put those in his packs, because he sells those packs of straws. If they're not in there, ask him to put them in there, and ask your friends and you, please use those tips. Okay, enough of that. Let's have fun with makeup. I know, guys, I hate to sound preachy or talk off subject or anything like that, but when someone can die from such a simple fix, it's something we need to do. Okay, let's get ready. I haven't even opened this. As you see, I just opened it. Is one of mine cracked? No, it's just a little bit. I'm always afraid I'm going to open it and it's broken. There it is there. I'm not really sure what I want to do. I did swatch one of these colors in... That was it. I swatched this in Sephora, and I just love that. It's not coming up. It has a beautiful, beautiful shift. Let me see if I can get it to come up. It has a really pretty... It almost has a pinky purpley kind of shift in there, and that is the color, I can't even say, PHLOX. Phlox? I don't know. I guess it has something to do with the sunset or places to see a sunset. I don't know. I have not primed my eyes. I am going to prime my eyes using the Anastasia Beverly Hills eye primer. I do like this primer. It is a good, everyday type primer. It is a little thinner, which I like it for every day for that reason. But I do put it on my finger, and I use a little brush just to kind of brush that out. Now, you can set this, you don't have to. It's almost white. It's probably going to show up a lot lighter. I am, as you guys know, I am the lightest shade in every foundation other than probably about 2 or 3. I know the Fenty one, I'm like the 5th one up in the Fenty. Can you believe that? To take a damp sponge And after I do that, I like to just go over it and just make sure it's really smoothed out. I do have very hooded eyes, so I like to go ahead and make sure that I have that smoothed out. Not really sure what I want to do. I think I'm going to start out with this color here, Margan. Start out with that and just kind of softly work that into my crease. Wow, these are very pigmented. Plus, I have been up since about 4:30, 4:45. My husband goes to work bright and early. And I used to wake up with them. I love doing that with my husband. I'm going to grab this color right here, this citrine. I'm going to grab some yellow real quick. And I want to kind of bring that, I just want to bring that towards the top of this. I want to really kind of warm that color up. And I want kind of a warm look today. And I want more of a sunset kind of look. And once that's kind of blended off into my crease, into that other color, I want to take it and bring it all the way up. Wayne Goss number 18 brush and Glory right here, this more redder tone. I'm going to use this on the outer corner, and I want to really shear that out and then bring it up into the crease. Once I get most of it on the outer, I want to bring it across the crease in this, but I want to use this just to deepen my inner and outer and right down into that crease. I'm going to get that right on the tip of the brush. I'm going to set my head back. Now, if you have hooded eyes like I do, instead of raising your eyebrow and closing your eye, if you lean your head slightly back and kind of squint your eye just a tiny bit where you can see where that crease is. See, let me kind of go from this direction so you can see what I'm doing. See, I'm going into that crease and just lightly above it to let that color softly blend into the other. Keep your eye relaxed. You don't want to bring your eyebrows up, because doing that you're gonna really kind of mess up your whole aesthetic, because you don't walk around with your eyes like this. You walk around with your eye relaxed. Red, kind of reddish color, just slightly to peek over that crease. Now, with hooded eyes, you kind of have to put it on, relax, kind of blend it out again, look from different directions. I mean, you're kind of fighting that hood the entire time. So, just blending that slightly above that crease. You don't want to come up too high, because you want that just to peek into there and kind of blend into kind of almost an orangey color. I'm going to go back and grab the first brush I was using and just blend that off, keeping that edge very nice and soft. It gives you a nice soft blend. We kind of got that down. I want to just bring this, I want to kind of deepen this just a tiny bit more right there. I've really been playing a lot with color on my inner corner, where I didn't used to. I would always go lighter towards the inner, and I've been really playing with color there. If you have hooded eyes, this is a whole real estate you don't think about, because we're always trying to worry about getting color over here and in the crease and everything. But here you've got such an open area. If you've seen my green look and my pink look I've done, that's kind of what I've done, is just played on that little open area that we had there. Now I'm going to grab my MAC 242, and this is where I'm going to come into that color, Phlox, not my pronunciation is not all that great on some words, and if you guys have been watching me for a while, you know that. I'm going to bring that all the way on either side. I do want to keep that whole lid kind of a shimmer. That's not really a real heavy shimmery color, so I'm not really worried. If it was more shimmer, I would keep it in more. But I'm going to go ahead and put that right over where we did the other color. The other color, we laid down the other color as kind of a base. A lot of times shimmers can be a little more patchy, and they just look a lot better when you lay them on top of a color. Plus, it blends the edges out when you come close like that with a color. Now, on the center of my eye, I'm going to come in with two different colors. On the center of my eye, I'm going to come in with two colors. I'm going to first use this one here. This is Azalea. And I'm going to keep that on the outer part of that. Actually, let me go ahead and use my finger for this. It's just not picking up as nice as I would like. It's a much better brush here. This is a Morphe E35, and that's just so much better for getting into small areas like that. So I want to keep that on the outer part of that. My fingers, it's so hard to do with my fingers because of my nail. I'm trying to keep that center clear. Same thing over here. Just lay down some color and then I'll go over it with the brush to get it where I want it. A lot of times you can lay it down with your finger and then take a brush and just kind of clean up where the edges are. I want to keep that just almost like a triangle in the center where it's kind of going like that. I don't know if you can see what I've done there. Now I'm going to take Laurel right here and I'm going to use my pinky. Since I have such long nails, it's so difficult. And I'm going to pat that right there in the center. Start at the lash line and kind of push that up into that little triangle that we've made. I'll go ahead and do my base on camera because I do have a new foundation that I wanted to try. Didn't know if I wanted to go full coverage today, but I guess we are. I don't know if you guys have seen this, the Il Makiage. It's really nice because they give you time to kind of test drive it. You have, I think it's 2 weeks, and all you pay is the $5 to initially get it. The color that I have gotten is 035, and this foundation is called Woke Up This Way Flawless Base Foundation. Pump. It is pretty thick. The pump is not working. You can take even a full coverage foundation and kind of shear it out. Now I did go ahead and prep my skin. I just prepped my skin with moisturizer. I've been trying to kind of stay away from primers. I stay away from primers more in the summertime because I get so hot. Now, this really will build up to a full coverage, but I'm going to let it go ahead and just kind of breathe a little bit and be more of a medium coverage because it is very hot out. When it's hot out, I don't like to do a real heavy foundation. Sometimes I'll go with more of a sheared out foundation because it just lets your skin breathe a little better. Now, see, some of my redness is peeking through. That's okay. Now that is a really pretty foundation. It's kind of a soft, it's almost like a soft matte. I've been really using this a lot. This is that Moisture Bound Skin Energy by Amore Pacific. And I like taking that and going ahead and putting it on my sponge. But I like to kind of use that just to press that foundation in a little better. Now, it will shear the coverage just a tiny bit. Enough to really press that foundation in. And what you're doing is you're adding extra moisture into your foundation that way. And that keeps dry skin like mine. It really helps it just, sit down. Now, this foundation, you can either use powder if you want, or you don't have to. I do like to go ahead and set this just in certain areas. I want to go ahead. I got this little sample. This is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer Anti-Crease. And I got this in the color Chantilly. I got a little not sample, but it's a little travel size that they had on Sephora. I've been wanting to try it. I tried it the other day and I really liked it. just for kind of not really adding coverage, but just for adding a little bit of light into certain areas. I wish they would bring this brush back. This is the Morphe G38, and this is my favorite brush for foundation. I found a few things close, but not exact. Now, if you see, I stipple my foundations and also my concealer. Now, if you see, I'm stippling it in and slowly blending it out because a light source starts and then kind of fades out because you're using this as a light source. I've heard a lot of people try to figure out how to do the adding light and depth to their foundation. I need to do a full video on that one day. Because I have a background in art and I really studied how to do shadows, how to work colors, and really get depth out of things. I'm just pressing that in, and if you see, I press and move, press and move. You don't want to swipe, you want to press. If you stipple like that, you're blending the product and not dragging it. If you drag it like this, you're actually going to drag your foundation underneath it. You don't want to do that. Now, as far as the powder, this is that 100% pure bamboo powder that you guys know I'm absolutely crazy about. I love this stuff. It is it's so light. And it's great for setting areas. Now, I have used that concealer both ways, setting it and not setting it, and I didn't see a difference either way. It is just a beautiful concealer, and I am not a real concealer person. As you guys know, I stay away from concealers because they tend to give me more of a dry, cakey look no matter what I do. Now, I'm just lightly patting this around. I go ahead and just pat it all the way through. If you want to really kind of splurge on something for yourself, this Wayne Goss, the airbrush brush, is amazing. I would definitely not change the fact I actually got 2 of these. I like it so much because it just, see how gentle that is? And it's blue squirrel. I'm going to go into my Cali Contour. I'm going to go into this lighter color today, and this is another one of those. I have one of these for color, and I have one for white powders, and this is that same. See how that just, it just makes such a pretty blend. You will not get a better blend, I don't think, than with a blue squirrel brush. And this is like just perfect. Now I take this just to bring some warmth to my skin and kind of blend my nose out on the sides a little bit and kind of cut my jaw in. Now, one thing I've been using this color right here as a blush tone, and I've really been liking it on lighter kind of makeup days, and that is that. And I like to take this Milani Prep Set and Glow. That's this here. It has just a little bit of kind of shine to it, not really a lot. You barely get any out of it. But I like to use this. This is a dupe for, what is it? The La Mer press powder, I believe it is. But it's great for buffing. I like to take this because it buffs back some life into your skin. That little bit of glow to it really buffs in. And this is the translucent one. So I'm not adding color to my face. I'm adding a little bit of glow to it. See how it adds just a tiny bit. I call it life. It adds a little life back into your skin, especially when you're using more of a mattifying foundation. It will kind of give that glow back, and I really like that. I'm somebody, I like the glow, but I don't like the heaviness of a real dewy foundation. I'm going to work the lower lash line, and then we will do our highlighter the very last. Lower lash line, I'm going to come in and kind of mimic what I did on the top. I'm going to start off with the Glory color. I'm going to work that for the outer corner in, keeping that pretty tight to the lash line. I'm going to bring that all the way around. I don't want to like come way down too far. With red tones, if you come down too far, you tend to get that kind of sickly look on some people, especially if you have, like me, more of a cooler tone skin. It can do that. I'm going to go ahead and grab this yellow color that I'm going to go into morning right here. It's a yellow tone, but not as yellow. And I'm going to bring that right over the color we just used, just to kind of smudge it out. They don't really give you, I wonder what, I don't know if I want to really use a gold. I'm going to use my highlighter on my inner corner. I don't know. I keep looking at this color. Is that not the prettiest color? You know, I'm going to take this color right here. This is Aster, and I'm going to pop that right in the center. I'm kind of wanting that instead of that so much gold. I'm going to tone down this gold a little bit with that Aster color. Oh yeah, I like that. Oh, I love. Oh, that is gorgeous. Even over that gold, it's still really, really pretty. That is more of a sheerer tone. It just kind of gives almost a duochrome to it. So putting it over that, you still see the gold, but it just kind of blends those edges a little bit for you. I really do like that color a lot. Dust underneath my eyes real quick. Make sure I didn't get really any fallout, and I got very little kick up in that pan, which was wonderful. I'm going to go in with Cookie from here. This is from Benefit. You can find this in the Cheek Leader palette. And I'm going to grab that. How pretty. That just looks so wet. And this is the Eco Tools. I think it was out of the Warm Ocean. I think it was the palette. It was a 3-piece set. This is the only brush I've really used out of it, and I just love that. Look at how just natural and just glowy that looks. And this brush really helps you blend it. Come in and really buff that in. And if you have texture like I do, I've always showed you guys, you want to kind of stipple that. People talk about, oh, don't put too much highlighter on, you're going to emphasize texture. Well, this one doesn't really emphasize it too much. Just these couple of lines right here, it really emphasizes on me. This side's not so bad. Only an inner corner kind of color. I'm going to press that right into the inner corner. That is so pretty. It's just such a wet, glowy color. And so pretty. It's kind of a light gold tone. I'm going to also put that right up at the brow bone. Right at my brow bone arch. I always like to emphasize right down the center of my nose. My nose is crooked, so if I do that, it gives me more of a straight look to my nose. Funny little fact, I got in a bad car accident when I was a kid. Well, on my 16th birthday. Call that a kid. That is pretty young. But I broke my nose, and I had to have reconstructive surgery on my nose. Now, if you look at my nose this way, it looks fine. But you look at my nose this way, this nostril, you see how it's kind of crooked? Look at Marlo Thomas. She has that exact same thing. And you know why? The same doctor did our nose. And it was within like 2 years of each other that we got them done. Let's go ahead and I'm going to grab some setting spray. I always like to do my setting spray before I do my mascara. I will get my mascara everywhere. Never fails. I am still hooked on this. This is the Tarte Big Ego. And I just have really been loving this. It is, you get a lot of curl out of this. See, I get a lot of curl out of this. It doesn't weight it down where my lashes don't curl. But it's not so heavy that my lashes just aggravate me all day. I am not I'm not a false lash person at all. Tightline my eyes today. My eyes have been a little irritated, so I am not wearing anything in my waterline today. You can, actually, you know, I am going to put some in my waterline. I am going to put yellow in my waterline today. This is the ColourPop gel liner and in Punch. That is the color Punch. Now, I like their little pot gel liners a lot better, but that is the look. Do you like it? Do you love it? What am I doing? I forgot a lip. You know, I have done that. I took a picture on Instagram the other day and I noticed I had no lipstick on. Can you believe that? And I have a lipstick I want to show you. This is a little on the higher end, okay? It is from Guerlain, and God, now I forgot the name of it. La Petite, and I believe the color was Flawless. That is it there. Isn't that the cutest little thing? But it is like my perfect nude. That is like the same color as my lips. It goes on very light, but it stays all day and it has this incredible, I love the like, it's got this almost like fruity kind of smell. It's really, you have to, if you have not smelled this, you have to smell it. I got this in 2 different colors and I absolutely love both of them. This is the lighter one of the 2 I got, and I also got this one here. This shows up more of a terracotta kind of red, and this is just more of a nude for me. But that is it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said, if you have not entered to win the Jeffree Star Jawbreaker giveaway, please make sure to go over to that video, watch the video, like the video, and leave a comment below it with your Instagram or email name so I can get a hold of you when you win. And we have some more giveaways coming up soon. You guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you soon. Bye.